Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Spacing Out. I'm Maureen Elsberry.
And I'm Alejandro Rojas. Thanks for joining us.
We're here to get you caught up on the news, so here are some of the UFO stories that have made headlines recently. Country music artist Kacey Musgraves believes in extraterrestrial life, and she's even had her own UFO sightings.
In 2012, Musgraves announced on Twitter that she's had 2 UFO sightings. She posted, "Any of y'all ever seen a UFO? I have twice. Hashtag straight up."
In 2013, singer Ryan Adams had a UFO sighting. He tweeted about this sighting, and Musgraves replied, again mentioning that she's seen 2 UFOs. She posted, at the Ryan Adams, "I've had a couple of UFO sightings myself, no joke. Both were incredible."
Brief details about these sightings were revealed in an article published by People magazine on Tuesday, March 10th. Musgraves describes, "I've seen UFOs. One was in Mexico and I was with several other people. I was on the beach after my friend's wedding after midnight, and it was the craziest movement of light in the sky. All of us watched it for like 20 minutes. It changed shape, it flew across the sky, it did a wacky S that nothing normal would do. I was completely sober, swear to God."
She continues, 4 days later, I was in Nashville on the porch at night, and out of the corner of my eye, looked over in the sky, and hovering over the neighborhood were 2 giant balls of fire just floating along. At first, I thought it was a helicopter, but it was being controlled. It was crazy. She also apparently saw tiny dot UFOs over Los Angeles in 2014 that formed triangle patterns.
Musgraves proudly admits, "I am definitely a believer. I don't think we're alone."
NASA's Cassini spacecraft spotted geysers on the surface of Saturn's moon Enceladus 10 years ago, and new research suggests that these geysers are caused by active hydrothermal vents at the bottom of the moon's ice-covered sea vents that potentially warm the water to a temperature that can sustain life.
After the geysers were spotted, researchers were able to determine that water ice was being spewed by these geysers. Then, using the cosmic dust analyzer aboard Cassini, scientists concluded that the geyser spray contains ice crystals and fine silica dust.
Recent tests reveal that the only way these fine rock particles can form is through a mineral interaction with alkaline water at a temperature of at least 194 degrees Fahrenheit, which also has a salinity of 4% or less. NBC News space writer Alan Boyle points out those just happen to be the conditions that exist at the field of hydrothermal vents on the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, known as the Lost City, where volcanically heated water makes it possible for weird types of life to survive in a sunless ecosystem.
Although other processes could explain the geysers observed by Cassini, scientists believe Earth-like volcanic vents are the best explanation, and scientists note that this is the first time active hydrothermal vents have been seen outside of Earth's sea floor.
Boyle explains the latest findings support the view that Enceladus has the big 3 requirements needed for life on Earth: liquid water, the chemical building blocks for organic activity, and an energy source in the form of hydrothermal heat.
Scientists are excited for future missions to Enceladus to better determine if the moon sea does indeed harbor life. Cassini will sample the moon's water plumes once again in October.
But unfortunately, the spacecraft doesn't have the necessary instruments to detect life, and it will likely be a while before any subsequent missions to Enceladus is realized. NASA's priority is Jupiter's moon Europa, another moon that's probably home to extraterrestrial life.
We've been posting some historic UFO sightings reports from MUFON's communications director Roger Marsh on OpenMinds.tv recently. One of these reports comes from a Michigan witness who recalls a UFO incident from 1966 in Carson City, Michigan, when she and a friend stepped into a local field and discovered a disc UFO on the ground.
The witness remembers that it was a clear day when she and her cousin, both 7 years old, entered a small enclosed field along the edge of town and saw a UFO on the ground. The witness explains, "There were some pieces of metal along the tree line from a tornado, and at first I thought it was one of those, but then the object moved.
We approached it and it zipped up in a zigzag manner. It was silver and had a little bit of a heat wave shimmer. I don't remember any features as it happened quickly," the witness describes.
The witness says her mother recalls the children returning home wound up, and she went back to the field to investigate their claims. According to the witness testimony, the mother found a flattened burnt area with holes like a coffee can was shoved in the ground.
The witness's further details, "I don't remember being afraid, but I was scared of the fuel oil tanks on legs after that and kept dreaming about a long flat chicken coop back there."
The witness provided a painting of the UFO event with a MUFON report filed on March 5, 2015.
On Thursday, March 12th, President Obama appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live, and just as he had done with President Clinton, Kimmel asked Obama if he looked into Area 51 and UFOs.
Kimmel broached the topic in the same manner he had with Clinton. He told the president that if he was president, the first thing he would do would be to immediately look into what the government knows about Area 51 and UFOs. Obama told him that's why he will not be president.
Kimmel then asked if Obama had looked into it. Obama replied, "The aliens won't let it happen. You will reveal all of their secrets, and they exercise strict control over us."
Kimmel warned Obama that people were going to look at his facial expressions and his every move as he answered these questions to analyze what he was saying. Obama then responded, "I can't reveal anything."
Kimmel told the POTUS that Clinton had told him he looked into it and didn't find anything. To this, Obama responded, "That's what we're instructed to say." That was the extent of their extraterrestrial discussion.
Simply hearing the conversation without seeing the video clip from the show could sound somewhat ominous, and there are some who are taking Obama's statements as confirmation that aliens are controlling the government.
However, Kimmel and Obama were smiling and laughing the whole time. Kimmel certainly felt that the president was joking and seemed to find his responses very funny. In the end, Obama has always given every indication that he has no interest in UFOs.
During his first campaign for president, during a presidential debate, Dennis Kucinich was asked about a UFO sighting he had that was written about in a book by Shirley MacLaine. After he squeamishly answered, the moderator, Tim Russert, asked Obama if he believed in life on other planets. Obama answered, "You know, I don't know, and I don't presume to know. What I know is that there is life here on Earth and that we're not attending to life here on Earth."
Although it should be noted, Obama was the first president to use the words Area 51 in public. Even though Clinton has said several times he looked into it, he has always talked about a secret base in the desert. The name Area 51 has been unacknowledged until recently. In 2013, the CIA finally unredacted the name Area 51 in previously classified documents, which has been taken as an official acknowledgement of the base's existence.
Later that year, while introducing Shirley MacLaine at the Kennedy Center as a Kennedy Center honoree, Obama said, "Now, when you first become president, one of the questions that people ask you is, what's really going on in Area 51? When I wanted to know, I called Shirley MacLaine." After a moment of laughter by the audience, Obama continued, "I think I just became the first president to ever publicly mention Area 51. How's that, Shirley?"
So now the debate in UFO circles can begin. Was Obama really joking, or is he hiding a nefarious secret in plain sight while getting a few laughs in the process? What do you think?
Oh, I think that we shouldn't read too much into this, as always. I mean, we tend to have public figures talk about this and joke, and even the Russian president, it was the Chess Federation president who said that he had secret files on aliens, and everyone...
It was a Russian official, yeah.
Blew it out of the water. So I think Obama's just having fun with the topic, and you're right, he hasn't shown much interest in it ever. Clinton was definitely much more interested in the subject.
Yeah.
And again, when Ben analyzed Clinton's facial features, Ben Hansen, he thought Clinton was extremely stressed at the topic, and I think Obama's just really free-flowing here.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, Ben Hansen's going to analyze this Obama talk, and we'll see what he says. But being a goofball myself, I think they were goofing around. In fact, I thought they were good jokes. If I were president, I think those were the jokes I would probably make. And Obama's joked around before about this. Will Smith's son, Jaden Smith, asked him about aliens, and Obama told him, "I can not confirm or deny their existence." So Jaden took that as meaning that they're real. But Obama, of course, jokes around a lot, and I think this was a lot of goofing around. So
yeah.
I feel kind of, I know there's a lot of people who think, he's finally revealing the truth, but
this is not the disclosure we're looking for.
Right, exactly.
Oh, God, I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt, too, for that.
Yeah.
These aren't the droids you're looking for. Anyways, last week we told you about a UFO that seemingly flew across the sky during a live news broadcast. That event turned out to be a hoax, but there's another UFO to talk about this week that was also seen during a live news broadcast. And this one has people scratching their heads. Jason McClellan has the story.
KOCO 5 News in Oklahoma City posted a short 13-second video on Thursday, March 12th that shows a strange object shooting across the screen. At the beginning of the 6 o'clock news, the broadcast showed live video from a camera mounted at the top of Grand Casino, located just east of Oklahoma City, which showed traffic on the nearby I-40. A bright object is seen entering the camera's field of view, and it moves rapidly through the sky in a gradual descent. This object appears to maintain its luminosity during the entire time it's visible on camera. The reporters apparently didn't notice the UFO during the live broadcast. but KOCO later posted the 13 seconds of video showing the UFO on its website with the title, "Caught on Camera, UFO Flying Through the Sky Near Shawnee." The station sought public input to explain the strange aerial object, posting, "We caught a flying object on KOCO 5 News in the morning at 6 a.m. What's your guess on the object shooting across the sky?" Viewers suggested meteors, shooting stars, aircraft, fireworks, bugs, and aliens. In its quest for an answer, KOCO consulted 2 professors from Rose State College to get their opinions as to what might have flown across the screen on the Grand Casino camera. Professor Stephen Fowler agrees that the object is obviously an unidentified flying object. It's a UFO. But he doesn't think it has anything to do with extraterrestrials. He and fellow Professor Steve Carano believe the UFO might be a small meteorite or a piece of space junk. The UFO's angle and appearance don't really resemble typical meteorites or space debris. But although these explanations seem unlikely, they remain possibilities. A bug could be responsible, but the object's completely straight flight path and constant luminance make this an unlikely explanation as well. The UFO does resemble how a landing aircraft looks on time-lapse video, but because the street traffic is moving at normal speed in the video, time-lapse photography can be ruled out. KOCO says the professors also ruled out an optical illusion or a moving light source as the cause. Carano says it was just too fast and sharp, and no light was being diffused as it moved across the sky. So, although KOCO is content with the meteorite or space junk answer offered by the Rose State College professors, the strange object that shot across the sky in Oklahoma City has yet to be conclusively identified.
That's all for this episode of Spacing Out. As always, remember to visit our website, openminds.tv, for all the latest UFO news, and follow us on Twitter at OpenMindsTV.
Let us know if you enjoyed today's episode by liking the episode on YouTube and leaving us your comments in the section below. You can also download our podcast, Open Minds UFO Radio, on iTunes or at openminds.tv/radio. Thanks again for joining us today. I'm Alejandro Rojas.
And I'm Maureen Elsberry. We'll see you in the future.